Jet Wrinkly, the galaxy's most infamous smuggler, eyed his mark. The Obsidian Starliner, a ship shimmering with stolen technology, sat nestled within the spaceport, its sleek hull a beacon against the swirling nebula beyond. His target, a prize whispered about in hushed tones in the darkest corners of the cosmos. A weapon. He adjusted the worn leather of his flight gloves. The air crackled with anticipation. This heist was different. This wasn't about credits or jewels. This was about legend. This was about etching his name among the stars. His crew, grizzled veterans of countless heists, fidgeted with nervous energy, their eyes reflecting the shimmering lights of the spaceport. The plan was audacious, bordering on suicidal. Breach the Starliner's formidable defenses, bypass its intricate security systems and disappear into the black. Simple in theory, a nightmare in practice. But Jet thrived on the impossible. He lived for the rush of adrenaline, the thrill of the chase, and this was the ultimate prize. The package lay nestled within a stasis field, its metallic surface cold and inert. It was deceptively small, no larger than a data slate, yet it pulsed with an energy that sent shivers down Jet's spine. He had it. The stellar eraser, a weapon capable of extinguishing entire solar systems, was his. His alone. He traced the smooth metal casing, feeling the power humming beneath his fingertips. The rush was intoxicating. He was a god, holding the fate of stars in his hand. The galaxy would tremble before him. He laughed, a harsh, rasping sound that echoed through the cargo hold of his ship. The sheer audacity of his theft, the sheer power he now possessed, filled him with a euphoric terror. He imagined the faces of the galaxy's elite pale with fear at the mention of his name. He imagined empires crumbling, their fleets reduced to dust. He, Jet Wrinkly, would be the ultimate power broker, the arbiter of fate. The stellar eraser. The name itself was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals. It was a weapon whispered about in hushed tones, a legend passed down through generations of smugglers and mercenaries. Its existence was both revered and feared, a testament to the boundless capacity for destruction that resided within the heart of the galaxy. The weapon's power stemmed from a rare and unstable element, harvested from the heart of a dying star. A single pulse from the device could unleash a wave of pure energy, capable of ripping apart the very fabric of space-time. Planets would crumble, stars would extinguish, and entire civilizations would be wiped from existence. It was the ultimate weapon, the ultimate deterrent. And it was now in the hands of Jet Wrinkly. He could feel the power thrumming within the device, a symphony of raw energy waiting to be unleashed. It sang to him, a siren song of destruction and chaos. He imagined the galaxy trembling before him, begging for mercy, but mercy was not in his nature. He was Jet Wrinkly, and he would have his due. Jet's moment of triumph was short-lived. A cold dread began to creep into his heart, a chilling whisper that seemed to emanate from the depths of space itself. It started subtly, a faint distortion in the ship's comms, a flicker in the navigation console. At first he dismissed it as space madness, the paranoia that plagued even the most seasoned spacefarer. But the whispers persisted, growing louder, more insistent. They spoke of ancient evils, of cosmic horrors kept at bay by forces beyond human comprehension. And they spoke of the stellar eraser, not as a weapon, but as a key to a prison. His blood ran cold. The smuggler's instinct, honed over countless heists and narrow escapes, screamed at him. Something was wrong, terribly wrong. He had stolen from someone or something with the power to manipulate the very fabric of reality. The whispers grew louder, coalescing into a single, chilling voice. It spoke of consequences, of an impending darkness that would consume all. Jet tried to block it out, to rationalize, to convince himself it was just stress. But deep down he knew the truth. He had made a terrible mistake. The voice haunted Jet's dreams, weaving a tapestry of terrifying truths. It spoke of an ancient being, a cosmic entity whose power dwarfed even the most advanced civilizations. It was a being of pure energy, a force of creation and destruction, capable of shaping the very fabric of reality. But it was also a being of chaos, its very existence a threat to the delicate balance of the cosmos. The voice, heavy with sorrow and resignation, spoke of a pact made eons ago. A group of beings, the guardians of the galaxy, had sacrificed their very essence, their very beings, to bind the entity within a prison of its own making, a prison held shut by a single lock. The stellar eraser, not a weapon of destruction but a key to a cage. Jet, in his hubris, had unwittingly become a pawn in a cosmic game, a game with stakes far greater than he could have ever imagined. His theft had weakened the prison walls, allowing the entity to stir. Its whispers grew louder, its power seeping into the fabric of reality. The galaxy was on the brink of annihilation, and he, Jet Wrinkly, held the fate of the cosmos in his hands. Jet stared at the device, his blood turning to ice. The stellar eraser. A weapon. No, a key. A key to a prison holding back an unimaginable cosmic horror. His every instinct screamed at him to throw it out the airlock, to pretend he never saw it. But another part of him, a part fueled by a morbid curiosity and a growing sense of responsibility, held him back. He had to know more. He had to understand the true scope of the disaster he had unleashed. Accessing the stellar eraser's internal systems, he bypassed the security protocols, his fingers moving with a speed born of desperation. The device hummed, its energy signature shifting, responding to his touch. A holographic projection flickered to life, displaying a galaxy consumed by darkness. At the center, a swirling vortex of energy, a maelstrom of power that defied comprehension. The entity, he could feel its malice, its hunger, radiating outward, consuming everything in its path. The Guardians, their forms flickering, desperately tried to hold it back, but their power was fading. Jet understood. He had doomed them all. The entity's prison was not a physical place, but a construct of pure energy, a cage woven from the fabric of space-time itself. The Guardians had sacrificed their very essence to create it, their combined might forming the bars that held the entity at bay. A prison of stars, they called it, for it drew power from the very essence of the cosmos, each flickering star a testament to the entity's imprisonment. The stellar eraser, the key, was not meant to destroy, but to reinforce. A tool to tighten the bars, to bolster the prison's defences. With each passing eon, as the entity strained against its bonds, the Guardians would use the stellar eraser to reinforce the prison, drawing upon the power of the cosmos to keep the entity contained. But Jet, in his ignorance, had broken the cycle. His theft had weakened the prison, allowing the entity to claw its way free. He could feel its influence spreading, a creeping dread that seeped into the very fabric of reality. The stars themselves seemed to dim in fear, their light flickering as the entity's power grew. The weight of his actions crashed down on Jet, heavier than a collapsing star. He looked at the stellar eraser, no longer a prize but a horrifying burden. He had stolen a fire extinguisher, thinking it was a flamethrower, and now the entire universe was about to burn. The whispers were relentless now, a chorus of despair echoing through his mind. He saw visions of worlds consumed, civilizations extinguished, entire galaxies swallowed by the encroaching darkness. The entity's hunger was insatiable, its thirst for destruction unquenchable. He was responsible. He had doomed them all. He clutched the stellar eraser, his knuckles white. There had to be a way. He had to fix this. He had to find a way to undo what he had done, to contain the entity before it was too late. But how? He was just a smuggler, a thief, a speck of dust in the face of such cosmic power, and yet the fate of the universe rested on his shoulders. Jet stood on the precipice of oblivion, staring into the abyss of his own making. The stellar eraser, once a symbol of power, now felt like a brand, searing his flesh with the weight of his mistake. But as the entity's darkness loomed, threatening to consume all, a spark of defiance ignited within him. He wouldn't let it win, he wouldn't let the galaxy burn. He would find a way to fix this, even if it cost him everything. He had cheated death 1,000 times, outsmarted the galaxy's best. He could do this. He had to. The whispers grew louder, urging him to despair, to surrender to the inevitable. But Jet would not be broken. He would fight. He would use the entity's weapon against it, find a way to reinforce the prison, to buy the Guardians time. The galaxy was on the brink, the stars themselves holding their breath. This was his burden to bear, his cross to carry. The smuggler, the thief, the destroyer, now stood as the last hope, a lone beacon against the encroaching darkness. And he would not falter, not this time.